Hold the article up for you, okay? Actor Pete Davidson, and this one was taken from ChristianJournal.net. Pete Davidson shocks the crowd with his baby sex joke. Welcome back to Hot Topics TV, everybody. This one, I had to get on camera for this one. You notice most of the videos on this channel, right, are videos that I use my voice, but you don't see my face. I think I'm gonna start showing my face more because people relate more. If I pan the camera that way a little bit, you'll see my Jamaican flag. You should be able to hear it in my accent also. So, you know, I'm out here repping proud. But that's not what this is about. Somebody sent me a video earlier and said, yo, SoFlo, because that's what they call me on my other channel. If you don't know my other channel, then you're late. Just go look up SoFlo TV, SoUFLO TV. Hit the subscribe button over there. I'm plugging that also. But I got a lot to say, especially as a dad, right? So somebody sent me a video, and the video was of Kanye West's daughter riding around in a car with Pete Davidson, which is who Kim Kardashian, Kanye's ex-wife, his daughter's mom, is now dating. Now, there's a lot of comments out there. Some people are saying, yo, Kanye about to go ham, he about to go crazy, you know? And other people are saying, I don't know what the problem is, because that's now their father figure in the house. Their mom's been dating him for like 6 months, and now the child is riding around with him in a car. I think there was one other person in the car with them. But the point of the matter is, she is left in his company without her mom around. You know what I'm saying? And people are taking offense to it. Some are, and others are saying they don't know what the problem is. Well, let me put it to you like this. Somebody also said, yo, she was even sitting on his lap, my friend. She was sitting on his lap. Now, I put the Jamaican flag right there just so you can see that. So when I say this, people from the Caribbean, especially with Caribbean background, they're going to understand this part of the conversation. I grew up with my grandparents, right? My grandmother, she made sure that none of the females in our house, my sister, my cousins, and it was more females in the house than there were males. None of the females were allowed. We were little kids. None of us were allowed when we get into a taxi, because you know in the Caribbean, if you're taking like a taxi cab, this ain't the days of Uber, and this ain't the days of Lyft. So you're taking a taxi cab in the Caribbean, they pack you up in the vehicle. Come on, small up yourself, slide in, and you got a whole bunch of people crammed into this taxi cab. My grandmother, and the school bus also, my grandmother would always tell us, none of the girls are allowed to sit on any male's lap. She didn't say any man, she said any males. They were not allowed to sit on a boy's lap. They were definitely not allowed to sit on a grown man's lap. And we had like a driver and a conductor. They weren't allowed to sit on no male's lap. In the household, they were not allowed to sit on my grandfather's lap. They were not allowed to sit on our uncle's laps, my mom's brothers. When they came to visit, they were not allowed to sit on any male's lap at all, right? So, yeah, grandma had her reasons, you know what I'm saying? The elders have their reasons why they do things and we don't see it. So what's wrong with her sitting on her uncle's lap? Fun fact, which is not so fun. Majority of children who are molested by someone that's close to the family, a family friend, even a relative. Most of the time, it's not just a stranger off the streets that did it. You understand? And these elders knew that. Now, some of these women, you're a single mom, you know, you vacated your marriage. I understand marriage doesn't work out, and we have divorce. But you vacated your marriage, right? And you out here living your best life with your new man. I mean, why introduce your new man to your children so soon? How do you know it's going to work? You know? And then when it doesn't work, what? You're going to introduce your next new man to them? So your children are going to grow up seeing you as mom has many partners, or had many partners. Remember Tom? Remember then she went to Richard? Remember then she went to David? Remember Stephen? Remember then she went back to Dad? Remember it didn't work out and then she went to James? Remember is that how you want your children to see you? As a woman What kind of an example is that for you to set for your daughters? Anyways, but in this particular case though, it goes deeper than that with Kanye and Pete Davidson. See, a lot of people might not know this. I believe it was about 2 or 3 years ago. He works on SNL, right? He's a comedian. And about 2 or 3 years ago, Pete made a joke about having sex with a baby. Yes. Now see, it's one thing to be like, yo, don't bring your man around my children. I don't feel safe with him being around my children. But when this is a person, whether it's serious or jokingly, made a damn joke about having sex with a baby, you won't be offended until that child, who is now at the mercy of being left alone with this person, is actually your child, right? See, we looking from the outside and we're like, so what? It was just a joke, okay? Chris Rock was just telling a joke. If you believe that the slap from Will Smith was real and it wasn't orchestrated for another agenda. So Chris Rock made a joke about his, what's his name, wife's alopecia, her hair issue, and got slapped by Will Smith for it. And a lot of women are thinking, yeah, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Go ahead, that's a good man. Defend your wife, all that. A man makes a joke about having sex with a baby, and you leave my little daughter in his company without me being around, or without you being around? Nah, that can't sit good at all. So I expect Kanye to go ape shit bonkers when he finds out that his daughter was in the company of this man. Worse, if she was sitting on his lap in this car. I don't care what anybody want to say. As a dad, I'm a father. Right? I'm a father of 6 children and I have 2 daughters. And I would go bonkers. I would be going crazy daily just knowing that my daughter had to sleep in the same house with a man who thought it was funny enough to make a joke out of having sex with a baby, or his intentions to have sex with a baby. So if you don't believe me, here's the article, and I pulled the article up for you, okay? Actor Pete Davidson, and this one was taken from christianjournal.net. Pete Davidson shocks the crowd with his baby sex joke. Actor Pete Davidson reportedly left the audience members angry last week during a shocking comedy set that saw the Saturday Night Live star cracking jokes about having sex with his friend's baby. Let me tell you something. First of all, white privilege to the fullest, because if a black comedian ever made a joke about having sex with a baby, he would be canceled left, right, up, down, center, everywhere. But okay, and I don't know if Pete was the one that wrote this joke, but whoever wrote this joke and gave it to me as the comedian to say it, I would have to be like, hey man, I gotta pass on this joke. Do you know what this can do to us? You know? So at one point during his routine at the Bell House in Brooklyn, New York, Davidson relayed a story about the time that he was babysitting his friend's child. The baby was teething. Davidson noticed that the baby was sucking on his finger, but in a good way, he said. I don't want to fuck this baby, but he's asking for it. That was the joke. I don't want to fuck this baby, but he's asking for it. According to the Montreal Gazette, he later added that he's not into having sex with babies, but if he was, he would choose that baby. What part of that is funny? What part of that does someone, a grown adult, especially a parent, finds funny? There was nothing funny in that joke. That's not even a joke. Now, regardless of whether or not these comments were made by jest, the fact remains that they are not only vulgar and inexcusable, but they also create and promote a platform for child sex abusers and pedophiles to feel empowered and justified to continue in their pursuit of harming innocent children. And the article goes on and on. I just used this article for reference just to show you that he actually did this. He actually did this. It's okay if somebody else on the outside is doing that, but when my child has to spend time with this person alone after making a joke like that. And another thing, a wise man once said, many of serious things are said in jest. Jokes. If you want to know how somebody really feel about you, watch their jokes, right? They'll be like, on a regular day, it's, man, you ready to go, you're handsome, come on, let's get out of here. And then when joke or when they get angry, you ugly mother, and your clothes look stuffed up and you out of place, and that's when the truth comes out, right? Many of things people want to say, but they know it's offensive, or they know it's like it's something they shouldn't be saying, so they'll hide it behind a joke. Let me test the waters and see how they'll respond to it. And if they respond harshly, I can always say, damn, y'all can't take a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. Now, I'm not for censoring comedians, because I remember the great Bernie Mac saying, whoop a kid's ass. But that's different. We grew up in a time when adults would tell you, whoop a kid's ass, and they would whoop your ass as a kid. I got my ass whooped as a kid. So as an adult hearing Bernie tell that joke, whoop a kid's ass, she come downstairs talking about him downstairs in my own damn house, right? Today, if Bernie Mac was around, child advocate groups would probably jump on Bernie Mac and say, oh, he's advocating for child abuse, or he is condoning child abuse and writing it into his routine and whatever. Okay, so in a time gone by, that was funny, but that's still a joke to this day. He was talking about a confrontation he had with his little niece from his crackhead sister, who he took her kids in because he didn't want them going into foster care, and how they took over his house. He like, boy, I'll whoop a kid's ass. She down here talking about, I asked her, what are you doing downstairs? Y'all remember the milk and cookies joke, right? She rolled her eyes like this, talking about, I'm getting some milk and cookies. Y'all remember that joke from Bernie Mac? Right. Nowhere, in no time, today, yesterday, tomorrow, or 100 years from now, is this joke that Pete Davidson did funny at all. He should have been canceled after this, but he's doing just fine and still collecting his checks. How does a grown man say he likes the way that baby is sucking that finger? And I'm not into fucking children, but if I was, I'll choose this baby. That ain't no damn joke, bro. And now Kanye's daughter has to spend time with him while he plays stepdaddy role or whatever. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if you as a parent heard your significant or ex-significant other, new boo, say something like this before. Would you be worried now that your child had to spend time alone with this same person? Let's have a discussion about it. Alright? And hit that subscribe button, and welcome to Hot Topics TV. Alright, shout out and go hit my other channel, which is SoFlo TV, and we'll talk some more in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.